Hello students. Today in this video we will going to discuss about how the autotrophs make their food. Okay, you know very well autotrophs make their food by its own. Okay, so green plants are the autotrophs. So green plants make their food by the process of photosynthesis. Okay, so photosynthesis is the process by which green plants make their food. And what happens in this process? In this process, green plants make glucose, or green plants make food, that is glucose, in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll by using CO2 and water. Okay, this is the overall reaction of photosynthesis. Okay, you can define the photosynthesis by this equation. Okay, here in this equation it is clear that CO2 and water. Okay, here this arrow has chlorophyll and sunlight. Okay, the plants make glucose. The plants, this is food. Okay, this is food. Mainly plants make simple food. First they make simple food, that is glucose. Okay, and after that this glucose is stored in the leaves and stems of the plant in the form of starch, and later by the plants this starch is used in the various activities of the plant. Okay, and the oxygen, okay, this oxygen is released into the release on in the atmosphere, and this is the byproduct of photosynthesis. Oxygen is utilized by the other organisms and also by the plant. Okay, this oxygen is utilized by the plants also in the process of respiration, and other living beings also utilize this oxygen for their breathing and respiration. Okay, so this oxygen is byproduct of plant, that is the waste material. Okay, and also released water vapor. Okay, clear. Okay, just see in your book. Let us see what actually happens during the process of photosynthesis. What actually happens means that first what will happen, after that what will happen. Okay, so see here there are three steps. Okay, there are three steps in the photosynthesis process, three events or step. Okay, so see, first step is absorption of light energy by chlorophyll. First of all, if we want to make food, okay, simple, in your everyday life, if you want to make food, first you all have raw materials. Okay, if you have all raw materials, like if you have green vegetables, flour, wheat flour, okay, rice and spices and all things, you have all raw materials you have available. But if you don't have your fuel, okay, if you don't have fuel, you can't you can't make the food, you can't make your favorite dish. How you can make, because you don't have any fuel. So you want some energy, and this energy is given by the fuel. So same happens in the plant body. Okay, so plant take the energy by the sunlight, and this energy is absorbed by the chlorophyll, that is the main part of plant. Okay, understand? So first steps to trap the energy by the chlorophyll. Chlorophyll are the component, are the main parts of the leaves from which plants trap or plants absorb the electrons or energy of the sun. Okay, second step is the conversion of light energy to chemical energy and splitting of water molecules into hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, so first plants absorb the light energy. Okay, and second step, this energy plants plant convert this energy into chemical energy. How? By the splitting of water molecules into hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, so second step में क्या हो रहा है, plants split, that means कि plants breaks the water molecule into hydrogen and hydroxide molecules. Okay, see what happens. this is the H2O molecule. Okay, by the splitting of sunlight, यहाँ से sunlight आ रही है, then this H2O is broken down into H plus ion and OH minus ion. Okay, and here is the point that is noted down. Okay, the point is that the oxygen that is used by the organisms in their respiration, breathing and respiration process, this oxygen is comes by the, you know very well कि photosynthesis के बाद जो ऑक्सीजन रिलीज होती है वो हम यूज करते हैं, ठीक है। एंड यानी कि ऑक्सीजन बनाने का काम कौन कर रहा है, प्लांट्स कर रहे हैं, बनाने का नहीं कर रहे हैं, ऑक्सीजन को रिलीज कर रहे हैं, ठीक है। सो यहाँ पे पॉइंट इज नोटेड डाउन कि प्लांट्स take CO2 and release oxygen. So generally people and everyone knows that plants take CO2 and release oxygen. That means कि plant use this carbon from the carbon dioxide. Plants use C, that means carbon from the carbon dioxide, and this O2 is released by in the atmosphere by the plants. But it is not actually. Okay, actually what happens, this oxygen, okay, this oxygen in the atmosphere is comes from the this H2O. Okay, so this oxygen is released into the atmosphere. So keep in your mind that the oxygen that is released by the plants is comes from splitting of H2O molecules. Okay, clear? Okay, next one step is, and last one is reduction of carbon dioxide to carbohydrates. Okay, so oxygen is released and H plus ion is free. Okay, here the next step is reduction of carbon dioxide. So यहाँ पे आपने देखा कि H2O जो है उनकी splitting हो गई, and what will happen with CO2? This CO2 is reduced. Actually the process of photosynthesis is the oxidation reduction process. Okay, keep in your mind oxidation reduction process, and you know very well what is oxidation reduction process. You have learned this in your chemistry subject. Oxidation, loss of electrons. Okay, reduction, gain of electrons. Okay, so here CO2 is reduced. That means here this H2, okay, this ion यानी कि this electron is attached to CO2. Okay, so here CO2 is reduced and this CO2 forms glucose. Okay, understand? So glucose make by the CO2, reduction of CO2. Clear? So this all whole the process what happens in the photosynthesis. Okay, now the question is how plants take CO2 and water. Okay, so just see in this figure 6.1. In this figure is tells about the cross section of a leaf. Okay, so if we cut the leaf on this direction, ठीक है, इस cross section में cut करेंगे, then we see the upper epidermis and lower epidermis. The epidermis are the outer covering of leaf. Okay, outer covering, इसको outer covering यानी कि skin, we can say skin. So upper epidermis and lower epidermis, and this is the palisade cells. ये जो आपकी rectangular shape की हैं, long columnar shape भी होती हैं, ठीक है. This is palisade cells. Okay, palisade, it's a palisade cell, and after that ये आपकी जो small cells हैं, these are parenchyma cells. Okay, so together palisade and parenchyma cells of the leaf cells, these are called mesophyll cells. So you can see these all are mesophyll cells because the leaves are the leaves are called as the kitchen of the plant. Okay, because plants के leaf में ही खाना बन रहा है. Okay, so plants leaves have the more number of chloroplasts than the other part of the plant. Okay, so here the chloroplast number is more. Okay, and one most point and one another point is also that the upper part of the leaf, the upper part of the leaf, upper surface of the leaf is look dark green because of the presence of a more number of chlorophyll and chloroplast, and the lower surface of leaf have light green in comparison to upper surface. So the reason is key the plants the leaves upper surface have more number of chloroplasts because the light is trapped by the this surface of the leaf. Okay, so here you can see the yellow colored part is chloroplast. Okay, and this is the air sacs. Okay, and this is the guard cells. So what is this is the pore. Okay, यहाँ पे क्या आप देख रहे हैं कि दो पोर हैं, ठीक है. दिस फॉर्म्स द स्टोमेटा. ओके, सो यू कैन सी द स्टोमेटा हियर. दिस इज द स्टोमेटा. ओके, दिस स्टोमेटा इज हियर. सो ये स्टोमेटा क्या है? दिस इज द स्टोमेटल पोर विच इज कॉल्ड बाय दिस guard cells. Okay, this guard cell guided the stomatal pore. Middle portion is the stomatal pore, and here also chloroplast. Okay, so the CO2 goes from this way, oxygen released by this way, and H2 here, that means water vapor also released by this way. Okay, clear how this pore opens and closed? Okay, just see this highlighted portion. The guard cells is swell when water flows into them. Okay, so when water flows into them, this guard cells flows, and due to the pressure the guard cells uh, swells and stomata pore is opened. Okay, and after losing the water, you can see here, after losing the water, the guard cells shrink up and the stomatal pore is closed here. Okay, this is the important point. You should note down. Okay, and the second portion is how the plant take the water. Okay, so you know very well, plant we give the plants water to the root portion. Okay, so from the root, just see here, this is the plant. Okay, and this is the root. These all are the roots of the plant. Okay, so here is the water molecules. Okay, you know very well in class 9th what is the conduction part of the plant, the xylem and the phloem. Okay, xylem carries water and minerals to the plant, to the upper parts of the plant, and phloem carries food made by the leaves to the other parts of the plant. Okay, so here first moving up the water. ठीक है, वाटर को अप मूव करने के लिए, यानी कि प्लांट्स के अपर पार्ट्स में डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करने के लिए, first plants should absorb the water from the roots. So plant roots has minute root hairs. So root hairs have very thin cell membrane. Okay, so it just absorb this water molecules and by the process of osmosis. Okay, osmosis is the phenomena, that means here it is the phenomena, that is process where water molecules move from its higher concentration to lower concentration. Okay, so in the cells of root hairs, here water molecules is less than the is their surrounding. So just water molecules goes and absorbed by this root hair cells, and slowly one by one it goes to the entire roots, and after that it goes in the xylem, and through the xylem it goes to the other parts of the plant. Okay, clear? Through the osmosis, root absorbed by the plants. Clear? Okay, I think it's done. Okay, so you can see your activities. So these activities, these all activities shows that how can we show that chlorophyll is very important for the plant, and after the photosynthesis starch is made, starch is stored in the leaves of the plant. So this all, and the CO2, yes, and CO2 is also very important for the plants because CO2 is utilized in the formation of glucose. So these all activities shows this. Okay, this particular activities shows the that CO2 is very important. Okay, this activity. So we will do this all the activities in the classroom. Okay, so I hope